My Tyler's takes are what I wrote in the notes app while I was watching this episode. Well, we got to start with the Scott Hunter speech.
Oh, yeah.
Because I know you love that speech.
I
That was a great
did. I mean,
speech.
I just love when that man speaks. There's something about it. Like, he is just good with words.
Oh, it's a great speech. I
Yeah.
mean, he acknowledges that like it'd always been his dream to win the cup, and like just feeling overwhelmed by that. And clearly, they're answering. There's been a lot of media scrutiny around all this. It's become a big celebrity thing.
Yeah.
I want to know. So what? Scott Hunter doesn't get a +1 to the hockey awards? Kip's got to be at the same dive bar he's been at for 5 years?
I wondered the same thing.
What?
I wondered the same thing. But
you can't like Kip put on a tuxedo and come sit there in the crowd and politely applaud?
After everything Kip has been through.
What?
After everything he's been through. He doesn't
Kip's not
get
going
to
to
go
an
to this
after
award
party?
show? I know.
Yeah, Kip's not going to an after party after the hockey awards? This is crazy.
So my one reasoning...
Kip's a celebrity now.
I know, but...
Kip was on The View. He was all kinds of
Kip
stuff.
was on The View.
He had to be. You know he was.
No, you know what I think? I think that they were like, we want to be private. Because Scott talks about how he does like to keep his private life private. I mean, he did this very open thing. But I think at the end of the day... he still wants to keep his relationship private as much as he can at this point. So I feel like they had a discussion and Kip was like, I don't want a big media circus. I want it to be more focused on you and the cup. And I want you to have this moment. Like, this is your moment. You did this thing. You came out in front of everybody on TV. I want you to have this moment. So I'll go watch it at the bar. I
don't know, Kip. I think go be a big gay celebrity art historian.
That doesn't feel like Kip, though, Kip's like, I just wanted to get a smoothie out in public together.
He could have added something about the smoothie in that speech. He said, this all started with a banana in a blueberry smoothie.
That would have been fun.
Yeah, this all started with a watered-down smoothie.
Yeah. What would have been funny if he admitted the smoothies were never that good. That would have been good.
Kip, the smoothies were never that good, but I love you.
Yeah.
Good night.
Thank you and good night. That would have been good payback if Kip refused to go to that event or something.
Yeah, but no, great speech by Scott Hunter. They did yada yada that a little bit. Often the hockey awards are not after the cup, but it worked with the story. But this isn't the NHL. You know what?
This is the MLH.
Is Major League Hockey. They have a different schedule on when the hockey awards are. It's fine.
It is completely different. Okay.
Completely.
This is the MLH. We're going by their rules.
He plays for the New York Admirals, not the New York Rangers.
I haven't even heard of the Rangers. I'm an Admirals fan, okay?
I'm an Admirals fan. You're buying the hat. I saw you shopping.
Oh, yeah. No, I want the jersey because he wears that in that scene. And I'm like, this is the best scene I have ever seen in my entire life. I need the jersey from that scene.
Oh, well,
I need the Scott Hunter jersey now. But no, that was a beautiful speech. I really liked the line that he said where he says, I may be that thing that hockey players like to throw around as an insult.
Oh, that was brutal.
Just gutted me.
That summarized the whole thing.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Of just the inherent homophobia sometimes in sports and just how they talk to each other and how it's this ultimate insult of weakness or not being worthy. It's just it's a hard world to come out in.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought this speech was just kind of a culmination of this whole show and what it's saying And when he says, too, that having a secret is exhausting and it's also really, really lonely. We see how having this secret has also affected Shane and Ilya. So I really like that he said that, too. And I like that it connects to their story as well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I love the secret airport pickup. You talked about that. With him saying he got groceries so they don't have to leave, how Don't you wish we could have got a montage of just Shane getting ready, getting the cabin ready?
Yeah.
He was running around doing some errands, preparing for Ilya's arrival.
He has been preparing.
He was a mess at that
weeks.
Grocery store.
Oh, he had a list.
He's like, this? Will he want this or this?
He wrote it all down. He got every kind of Coke imaginable, regular, diet, lime, vanilla, whatever was there, he got it.
The Cottage was stocked.
You know what I thought? I was like, Shane is a great host. I would love to go to a weekend at Shane's. He'd have everything I want.
You desperately want friendship weekend at Shane's.
Yeah.
Do you think the silent retreat is a good lie or a bad lie? That he told his parents he's at a silent retreat.
I thought it was a bad lie.
To Ilya's point, it sounds made up. Like where it's like, oh, I've got to be at a thing where I can't talk to you.
Yeah.
Or like you can't contact me.
But it feels like the only lie he could tell these parents. Like Una and David don't stay away.
A little in his life.
So if he even said he had a friend visiting, or like Hayden and the kids were all coming to the cabin, like the parents would be over there. So there's not many lies that he could say in this situation with these two. They can't stay away.
My next take was that when Shane says, I bought you Cokes, I have my own well if you're thirsty. I think Shane's been rehearsed.
He does not say it like that.
He basically has said it like that. I haven't seen Shane that good at flirty talk in this whole show. I think he'd been rehearsing those lines for that whole week as he was buying groceries.
I feel like he was like, I can't.
Prepping the Cokes and the well, and in case you're thirsty.
I feel like he could not wait to show Ilya the well, and Ilya could care less about the well. He's like, where's the bedroom? He doesn't
have your real estate fetish. Yeah. He's like, I already saw it in the video.
Meanwhile, I'm like, can I get a tour of the cabin, please?
I appreciated the might not last long warning.
Yeah, that was sweet. That made me think of Conrad Fisher.
Why? What did Conrad
in that final scene with him and Belly?
Oh, you're right. Where we kept being like, how long could Conrad make it after this man traveled to Paris? That's a good point. He should have done the might not last long warning.
These men who have been yearning aren't going to last too long. That's for sure.
The yearning isn't great for stamina.
Yeah.
Shane grilling 8 burgers because I think it's one of those things where it's like it's showing us he's a guy who follows exactly the rules.
Yeah.
Like the letter of what it says. And like it's like you can't do math. You can just cut it in half, like the recipe.
Yeah.
It's also like, how complicated is the recipe? It's burgers.
I know, but
you're grilling burgers.
You're right. It really just shows like he sticks to what's on the page.
Which shows why he's so scared to come out and do all this with Ilya, because he is so much like trying to be. I mean, they call him Mr. Perfect early on in the show. Like he's trying to live up to this image that no one could live up to.
Well, and I feel like too, he's trying to be Mr. Perfect with Ilya in this moment, where he's like, I don't want to mess up the recipe. He wants this time at the cottage to go perfectly. He wants Ilya to have a good time. He's pulling out all the stops for this guy. He's making a fire. He's making all this food. So I do think it's also him wanting this time to go perfectly because he's worried he will not get another shot. Like they as a couple will not get another shot unless this goes perfectly.
Got to roll off some of my favorite Ilya lines. Shane says, my dad played at McGill. And Ilya goes, McGill? What the fuck is McGill? Is that the town? Like, it's so good.
It's so good. And you know what? In my head, I said the same thing.
Yeah, what the fuck is McGill? I already said this before, of just, your dad is boring. Is that where you get your boring?
Yeah, that's a good one.
He says to him, so it's exciting reading the New Yorker.
Yeah. I love these jokes that he's
just
kept
roasting
going throughout.
He's on like a run at that point of just roasting Shane. That is so funny. When they sit down and light the fire, he says, so we just sit there and look at it? Canada's fun.
I thought that was
sit there
so
and look
great.
at it.
That is like, me in the wilderness. That's how
but
I am.
But then it does flash
well.
forward and shows them just sitting there looking at it. It looks really nice.
Yeah.
Looks like they're having a good time.
No,
and
he's
one
having
of my
a great
favorites
time. I love though him kind of ribbing Shane because Shane does just feel so uptight at this cabin of wanting everything to go perfectly, and Ilya's like, great. I'm good. Like we're having fun. Don't worry.
But that's what's so great about when the loon happens, because it reminds you of like, Ilya is not on his home turf. He does not recognize anything about where he's at. He goes, what the fuck was that? Stupid Canadian wolf bird.
Amazing.
It's great.
Amazing.
Love it. I like that Shane gets calls from Rose is checking in and Hayden's checking in. So it's like kind of the two sides of his life of like Rose knows the truth, where he gets to be like, you know, himself, like a gay man, like she knows that about him and he gets to talk to her in that way. But then he's got Hayden who doesn't know this about him and he has to be this more like macho athlete guy to like Hayden and act like I gotta say, Shane might be worse at having a phone call with than he is at sexting, when he's just like, oh, is that your middle brother? Oh, the brother-in-law? Yeah. Like, it sounds like the most boring conversation I've ever heard in my life.
Well, I feel like Shane is also like, how many kids does Hayden have? Why do I have to keep caring about these kids?
Hayden is popping out kids left and right.
Yeah. He's like, I can't keep track of all these kids.
I do think they were having... It was a fun moment for them because it's like they got to be bad again, which is what Ilya says. And like, you know, Shane's like, well, that's not what we're doing.
Yeah.
Though. Like, we're not that anymore. But I do think they do have fun in those moments occasionally to still be bad, to still be like, we're getting away with something.
Yeah.
We're still being naughty.
Yeah. And I think too, with how far they've come and now that they are more admitting feelings, like it's okay to have those moments. I'm like, guys, you can still do that. Still have some fun once in a while. Be bad.
Yeah. I think NHL 26 on PlayStation 5, you need to release Shane and Ilya as playable characters.
Yeah.
Because I want to play as them on the ice. I think that'd be fun.
I could get behind video games if they do that. Like, I would play that, which I am
if they
not
add
a video
Shane and Ilya to the hockey video game?
Yeah, I need that. I would play that.
All right, so let's talk about the plan to change the narrative.
Yes, the big plan.
Shane and Ilya are talking about this throughout. And the plan is Ilya's a free agent. So that means like when you're a pro athlete, like your contract, they only have it. Like they have their rookie contracts and they sign you to another contract probably. But then you could leave once your contract's up and play for any team.
So that's what's happening with Ilya right now.
That's what's
His
called
contract
free
is
agency.
up. Okay.
They call it free agency of like, once your contract with the team that drafted you is up, often you take your rookie contract and then you get re-signed or whatever. But then like you can go play for anyone you want, typically for the most amount of money you get offered. But obviously Ilya has other reasons.
Right.
I don't know how this is going to works out in the books.
Well,
but
Shane...
I'm going to tell you, the Boston fans are going to be pissed off at Ilya if he leaves Boston when they are going to offer him a great contract, clearly to stay, because he's such a great player.
Yeah. I mean, even Una was predicting that. She was like, you're just going to leave Boston?
I know. Well, and
Shane was like, Mom, stop. Mom, stop.
Well, and he says he's going to sign with Ottawa, which Ottawa is in Boston's division. So, like, they are going to, like, hate each other.
Yeah.
Like, Ottawa, like, to leave for someone in your division, like, is just cold-blooded in pro sports to the fans. Because then they have to see you so much, and you're trying to win the division for someone else against. So that's going to be real bad for it. He's going to be even more the bad guy of Major League Hockey.
This shows how much he loves Shane and really wants to make this work. Because I think he does care about like the fans and whatnot.
Yeah.
We've seen that throughout this, but he cares about Shane more. He's doing it for him.
It makes sense they shouldn't be on the same team. That's a little crazy. I think they're also both too good of players to probably be on the same team.
Oh, that makes sense.
That could be afforded by a team. And also, since they're both Canadian teams, I think they think it won't be as big a rivalry. Like, it'll be more like friendly. They can come out, because then their plan is to come out as friends, both on Canadian teams, and start a charity.
Well, I would say they said that they've developed a mutual understanding for each other.
Yeah. Well, no, Ilya says we say, and we like sucking each other's dicks.
He always takes it that step above, doesn't he? Shane's like, come on. Shane was up all night thinking of this plan. And Ilya is just like, what? What is going on?
And then the final step is Shane says that it's summer school for kids and suicide prevention, which is really sweet.
Yeah, he says
knowing about Ilya's mother.
He says that the charity, they would start a hockey school, like a summer camp for kids, and give the money away to mental health organizations, which was a smart idea. And then everyone will know if they start this charity that they have a deep mutual understanding for each other.
A deep mutual understanding for sucking each other's dicks.
Oh my God. But I did think it was smart of trying to get people to not label them as rivals anymore. Because that is kind of the first step in this, of not being rivals anymore.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's also one of those things of like, the fans are crazier than the athletes.
Right.
Like, you're right. Like, the mom is like, you have no loyalty to Boston. Like, it's like, why would they? Like, this happens all the time in sports, of like, especially the NBA is probably the worst of it, of where players change teams a lot. And I don't mean worst of it. I just mean that, like, fans get really worked up and mad sometimes because they're rooting for this team, but the players are like, I don't feel that much allegiance to this team. Like, we're in a transaction here. They pay me and I play for them. Like, you know? And I think especially for someone like Ilya, who's like, well, I can't even like feel like I can come out in Boston.
Yeah.
Like, you know? So it's like, why do I have this loyalty to this?
I know. But sports fans just like don't see these people as people. You know, they act just like they're a commodity. And that's part of the problem. And that's part of the problem that they have in this show too, of it's really hard to be yourself and show any side of your personal life when these people barely even view you as a person.
Yeah. I mean, it's tough because, like, you know, I think everyone wants like the Steph Curry, where it's like he's only played for the Warriors his whole career. But like, most of the time, a lot of people are more like Kevin Durant, who's like on a different team each year, you know?
Yeah.
And like, it's tough though. It's tough. It's a tough situation for the fans. But like, you know, in real life, would you be that loyal to your job? You wouldn't go somewhere that'll pay you more? Like, why?
Well, and it seemed like Ottawa, as Shane said, needs the position that Ilya plays and would pay him a lot of money.
I think they would. I don't know if, I think Boston will pay him a lot of money too. I think that's why it's going to be real bad for him.
Maybe it will be a battle. We don't know.
Because they're not going to understand all his reasons for why he would pick another team.
But explain to me, why does Ottawa make sense? Is it so that they are like closer to each other? They're only 2 hours away?
It's proximity, and Ilya wants to get Canadian citizenship.
Okay.
And then if they both get Canadian citizenship, I think the presumption is they could like marry each other.
Okay,
eventually.
right. Yes.
I think.
No, that's what I thought too.
I think it's they want to live together. So they want to be in the same country and have the same citizenship and have a life together. So he needs to be at a team there.
A Canadian
his
team.
Plan. That's his plan. And I think also if he stays in Boston, the rivalry's never going to go away because him and Ilya and Shane have been playing each other, like going back and forth on championships, you know?
Yeah.
Like they hate each other, these fan bases, because of that.
Well,
so you need to lower the temperature by going somewhere who hasn't been in this intense rivalry, and we can hit reset and be like, no, we're competitors, but like we're friendly competitors.
Yeah, Shane does mention that Ottawa and Montreal, it's not as big of a rivalry as Montreal and Boston. So that makes sense. But they're just trying to get out of this rivalry. Like that is the basis of their next step. They're like, we just got to make it so that people aren't viewing us as rivals anymore, because that is too much. We got to take out that layer.
Yeah, well, it's like the Eagles and the Chiefs have played each other a couple times now in the Super Bowl, and and it's like those fan bases get pretty intense with each other. So if you were trying to like be with someone on the opposite team, you might need to like switch one of those teams out so things could calm down a little bit.
That makes sense. I thought this was a good plan. I like the plan of the charity. Ilya was very touched when it was going to support mental health organizations. I thought that was very sweet of Shane. So I like this plan for them moving forward.
I think it's a huge gesture by Ilya to volunteer leaving a team where he's kind of the hero there. So like, he's the one making more of a sacrifice in this, because like, Shane doesn't want to leave Montreal where he's like won championships and is the hero there.
They've won more than
I feel
the Yankees.
Ilya's a little more like, I don't care, I'll be the bad guy.
Yeah. No, and it's a very sweet gesture. He's saying a lot by saying he'll change teams. You're right. Yeah. We'll see what Boston says. Boston can suck it. I'm over Boston now.
Where did that come from?
I'm just like, if he's not playing for Boston, I'm over
Your team
Boston.
Ottawa?
Yeah. Get me an Ottawa t-shirt now. I've moved on. I'm following Ilya wherever he goes.
When Shane says, please fuck me, that scene had great knee-ography. Some of the best knee-ography we've seen this season.
Yeah, that knee-ography deserves an award.
His king bed. Yeah, that was amazing knee-ography that we never saw anything in that.
I clocked that right away. I was like wow, whoa. That knee cannot move.
Where are things right now? Like, we can't move much.
They are tucked away.
Yeah. Like when Shane's dad saw them and he said maybe he didn't notice.
That was good, yeah.
Was great.
I love that.
We talked about the All-Star Game chemistry, which I really laughed at.
Yeah.
And lastly, it kind of ends with when they're leaving Shane's parents, and he just says, please text before you come over.
Yeah.
And I'm like, good luck, buddy, because parents don't love texting before they come over. They're just going to be there.
They're showing up
with food. You tell them a time, and they're going to be there.
They're walking right in. Those two aren't even knocking. They are walking right in.
Shane, you here?
Shane,
says the door's
we're
opening.
here.
Yeah, so sorry, buddy. This is your life now.
Yeah. Buckle up, Ilya, because you're stuck with Una and David.
Yeah.
But he loves
I have a feeling
them.
Shane's dad's going to see a lot more before this is all over.
I would like a montage of just the parents like walking in on them in various times.
Yeah.
That would be good.
But great episode. That was it. That was all my Tyler's takes.